Can I say about Kettlewell Camping as we start to get the hail coming down here? Well, in all honesty, this is probably one of the cleanest campsites I think I've ever been to. I'm here today at Kettlewell Camping. I thought we'd do something completely different on the channel, seeing as I'm usually striving to get away onto the mountains, the lakes, the hills, the dales, and find that remote place for peace, quiet and serenity. Well, sometimes people want to be able to go to a campsite like this, especially if they're new to van life and they want to feel that security and safeness around other hikers, van lifers and people who love the great outdoors. Now, the benefits of a place like this are you've got security, you've got kitchen facilities, you've got hot showers, you've even got the ability to be able to have a fire here. But we'll have a look at some of the facilities at Kettlewell Camping as we are surrounded by these beautiful mountains here in the Yorkshire Dales and the Upper Wharfdale. But let's see what we think about this campsite. Is it for me, and how does it feel compared to getting out there, just me and Pepper? This place has literally got everything. So we'll have a look here in Kettlewell. We'll have a look at the village, we'll have a look at some of the locations around here that you're going to find if you want to come and stay, and most importantly, what do I think about staying on a campsite rather than staying in the van in the middle of nowhere? Let's find out. This is the main field here at Kettlewell Camping, and you might be thinking, well, where is everybody? Well, unfortunately, due to a camera malfunction, I had to come back again. But on a weekend, this was full of camper vans and tents. Everybody from single people coming up here to do a bit of hiking, to adventurers, even a couple of rock climbers. And you can have a dog here, but there are certain rules which you'll find on the website. The campsite is overlooked by the mountains over there, or the hills, and as I've mentioned before, on a night time either the clouds are rolling over there with a beautiful sunset, or you've got completely dark skies. So if you're a stargazer, I think they call it, this is a great location. So let's have a look at some of the facilities here on the campsite. On the right hand side we've got reception area. If you want to know anything at all, just go in there and they're very friendly. The first room is the pot wash. This has got 3 sinks that you can use at any time, and that also includes a communal fridge and also a freezer. It actually feels quite modern in here. Nice designer sinks, heated floors, and it smells really fresh in here. I'm sure you've been into some campsites where you go into the bathroom and there is just a horrible stench, flies buzzing around, it's dark and dank. Well, none of that here. The walls are completely whitewashed and look brand new. Plenty of fresh air circulating around in here, and I can smell cleaning products, so by the looks of it, it gets cleaned every day as well. You've got mirrors, vanity mirrors, you've got hand dryers, you've even got a hairdryer. And as I mentioned before, what's most importantly is there's plenty of hot water here run by an ecosystem. The ladies' bathroom is exactly the same as the men's, it's just completely mirrored. The only difference being is they get an extra little, I don't know if this is a vanity table, but you get an extra little table. Barring that, they're exactly the same. Directly through one of the walls here on the campsite leads you through a cemetery and to the beautiful church of St.Marys. Now I want you to imagine in a morning the sound of a medieval church bell ringing. It's absolutely amazing. It really is worth a visit if you're going to be heading through to the village, because the village is just on the other side of the church, so such a picturesque and beautiful location as we head into the main village of Kettlewell. Kettlewell Village itself is really beautiful. It's very quaint and very Yorkshire Dales, with all the little side streets, buildings and cottages all made out of the same Yorkshire stone. There are 3 great pubs all within walking distance of each other directly in the centre of the village. What I will say is a little bit expensive, but hey yo, that's modern day life. You'll also find a village store that sells most things here, and it's just easy and beautiful and relaxing just to walk around the village centre. You can even get an ice cream in the centre if you want one. One thing I think I should probably mention is, how do I feel staying on a campsite rather than staying out somewhere remote in the lakes, the dales and the peaks, as we usually do here on the channel? Well, there is definitely a different vibe to staying on a campsite. And one of the things that I find is that staying here on the campsite, I actually slept quite well. Now, whether that's my subconscious, as I've mentioned before here on the channel, sometimes I have trouble sleeping in the van. I don't know why. I wake up in the middle of the night, I panic. It gives you that feeling and security of being around other people. It's just an ability to be able to relax. Of course, if you're a bit of a loner like me, you're not going to get that feeling that you get when you're out and you're in a remote place. So it's this. It's kind of this, especially if you're brand new to camping and you're brand new into van life and you want to get that experience of sleeping in your van and getting out there. A place like Kettlewell Camping is absolutely perfect. Everybody here just seems super friendly, and they're all of that mindset that they love the great outdoors, camping and hiking. And there is a bit of a community there. Just have a chat with somebody at the next tent. Oh, where are you off? What are you up to? And all that. And I quite like that aspect of it. So it's yin and yang. Will I come to another campsite again? I probably will, yes. I quite enjoyed coming here and reviewing this site, so we will probably go look at some more, again, in the peaks, the dales, the lakes, and wherever, and try and tie in some more of the wild camping aspect and some more of the remote van life. So I've quite enjoyed it, if I'm being brutally honest. So that's the fire pit that you hire for a £5, and this is the wood that you can buy in there. And I would imagine that's going to burn for quite a while, and you can also get fire lighters here for £1.50. But as I said, if you've got your own wood, you only need to hire the fire lighter. You can't beat having a good fire. So what can I say about Kettlewell Camping as we start to get the hail coming down here? Well, in all honesty, this is probably one of the cleanest campsites I think I've ever been to. When we say in Yorkshire, you can eat your dinner off that. This place is spotless. There is no litter, there is no rubbish, nothing. Now this campsite is situated in this valley by these beautiful mountains, and if you like your dark skies on the night time, the skies are just incredible. But what's more importantly here is, I think this is a perfect place as a stepping stone here in the Yorkshire Dales to be able to get out into further places such as Grassington and Skipton and Arncliffe and Linton. You really are at the pinpoint here to be able to find so many good hiking places, climbing, adventure stuff, and all the good stuff. Now this site is pretty much well contained. You've got laundry services, you've got kitchen service, you've got a fridge, you've got hookups. And what we really do like here is that you've got plenty of hot water on tap, and get this, a heated floor. So when you've been out for your hike, it's chucking it down. As you can see, the weather's completely changed here. 1 minute it's sunny, next minute it's chucking it down. You've got a suntan, your umbrella out, but that's the Yorkshire Dales. But what you want when you come back, even if you're in your van or you're in your tent, is a nice warm shower. So I can highly recommend Kettlewell Camping. It's probably a site I will come again once I've got electric hookup sorted out for the van. You've also got here O2 reception. Now that might not be much relevance to you, but if you're wanting to plan and go further on, it's always nice to be able to get onto the internet. And there is free Wi-Fi here as well if you haven't got reception of your own. I don't honestly think I've got any negatives to say at all. It can be a little tricky finding this when you go through the village, but there are signposts, so just look for them. Otherwise you end up down around here in one of these little alleyways and you've got to come back out. But the campsite is right next to St.Marys Church, which is behind me now and is beautiful. So if you're into your medieval stuff and you want to go to church on a Sunday, it's right there. But that's enough from me here at Kettlewell Camping. Highly recommended. I probably will be back. And if you want to visit, all the details will be down below. You'll find them in the blog. Time for me to get back into Pepper, head off into the Dales, and where we end up next, who knows. Thanks for watching. Let's go, Pep. Let's go.